Supreme Court set to give its judgment today on the February 25th presidential elections. Former EFCC boss Barr is out of DSS detention. Labour continues strike deadlines amidst economic hardship. Maguire, Onana's heroic help Man U to beat Copenhagen. These and more we'll be analyzing on the show this morning. Good morning and welcome to Now Streaming Program, reaching you live from the Advent Cable Network studio in the capital city of Abuja. I'm your anchor this morning. And viewers, today is our special sports segment as usual. And with me in this ship as we sail to dissect the stories before us is Mr. Raphael Ojaokomo. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
He's a social and sports commentator. And also joining us, Comrade Rukewe. He's also a social and sports commentator. Welcome you, Comrade Rukewe. Thank you for joining us this morning. You're just joining us. This is still the ACNNTV Now streaming program, and we are on to the sports segment of the show. Please remember that you can join the discussion by calling the numbers on your screen or send your comment via various social media platforms. And still with me in the studio are Comrade Rukewe and Mr. Raphael. Gentlemen, thank you for still being here.
Thank you.
All right, so let's now scroll through the world of sports. And I have before me here Punch Sports Extra. And the headline there says, "Can this Noah save Eagles from goal flood?" Can this Noah save Eagles from goal flood? Also there we have Osime dreams about has dreams on Ballon d'Or, and £40 million man. Boniface, Eagles' second most expensive star. All right, so Ajibade scores as Falcons hold Ethiopia to a draw, and beside that we have the scoreline of Barcelona's UEFA Champions League game against Shakhtar. It has 2-1, and it says perfect Catalonians. All right, so below that we have Urban, no longer Belgium's most valuable player. And to boxing, it says, Wider says, "I am ready to fight Joshua." And below that we have Arteta worried over Jesus and Partey's injuries. All right, so we also have a few other stories here. It says African Football League or Casablanca edges Eyimba United 1-0 in Oyo, and Eyimba under fire over handwritten jersey number. So funny. So when we talk about Nigerian Premier League teams representing Nigeria in the African League, and then they are using biro and pen to write numbers behind the jerseys. So we also have Edo Queens Ratus clash in 16 million naira BOF opener. All right, so we also have Finidi optimistic as CAF shifts Eyimba, and okay, no, I think that one is still. And we have still on Nigerian story, Zoho apologizes after Snapchat at boss. Gentlemen, these are just few of our Nigerian stories. I want to start with the story of Eyimba. Why would they do such a thing? Writing jersey numbers with pen. Is it not a disgrace?
Yeah, it is shameful. That's the state we find ourselves. The problem the Nigerian Professional Football League, the NPFL, has always had is, number one, lack of investment. Number two, even the little that is being invested is not properly managed. It's
not properly managed.
So
it's all over all the sectors in Nigeria.
Yes.
Not just sports sector.
You know, so what happened with that Eyimba jersey scandal is just to tell you that there was lack of adequate preparation. They were not prepared. They didn't put the things they needed to. your jersey, that's your color, that is what you're wearing. It's the first thing everybody sees, and you can't even make it presentable. And it is possible someone somewhere was tasked with that responsibility,
and the person failed.
Failed in his duty.
Yeah.
So I think they should.
Mr. Casablanca came to Oyo, and they dealt with Eyimba. Amidst this, what do you think? Is he also part of? Did he contribute to their poor performance?
I don't think the jersey issue contributed to them knowing how to play or whatever. Or like he rightfully said, we don't take things serious, and it cuts across all board, like he also mentioned. And by the time things happen like this, you don't see them holding anybody responsible. That's why it will happen again. Now we were hearing about it because it was an international game between, I think, the Super League. The African version of the Super League is what they're playing right now. Now, why it doesn't surprise me is because we have this Nigerian football MPFL mentality where the home team always wins. So you don't see them give you their best because when they're at home, somehow they get the win. But now you're playing Casablanca team and you're playing before international eyes, and the game is being televised, where you cannot maneuver anything. Now is what you have against what I have. Now you find a Casablanca team coming to your home and even doing better than you. What now makes you think if you go to Morocco, they will not devour you? Like, do you understand? This is supposed to be the Super League of Africa, the best teams,
the UEFA Champions League of
best
Africa.
Teams of Africa coming together to done the game. Before you go into this kind of tournament, they would have pumped money into each team that is coming for this tournament, which means you're supposed to have, it's only in Africa that things happen. Because I remember a situation of an African country, I think it was Uganda if I'm not mistaken. I finished playing football, I play with you, and then I exchange jersey with you as a courtesy. The guy exchanged jersey with somebody else, and later I had to go and be looking for the player because they told him, okay, go and bring that jersey, I'll have another one. It doesn't make any sense. And then you see people want to go and play football, and then in Abuja, for example, you find that they are rushing to Suleja to go and buy. I thought these teams had sponsors who provide them with these kits and so on and so forth. And like you also rightfully said, somebody was saddled with that responsibility of numbering the jerseys with their names on it, because it's agreed that when they sign you the particular club, I cannot wear 5 today, I cannot wear 6 tomorrow.
Number,
a particular number and your name on it, and then the jersey is ready before the day of the match. Now, who is taking the hammer for this? You won't hear anybody. That's why I say it will happen again.
All right, so we'll move on to female sports, and we have the story about the Edo Queens rattles with the at the 3rd edition of the Edo State Governor's Wife competition, in collaboration with private sector partners to groom and empower the girl child and engender grassroots sport development in Edo State. Last time we were here on this show, you said something about your participation in grassroots. Is it table tennis or? Yes. So what do you have to say? I think Edo State is one of the states that is performing well in grassroots.
Edo and Delta.
Edo State and Delta State is one of amongst the 36 and including FCT 37 states we have in the federation. Yeah.
So Edo, like you rightly mentioned, and Delta, I think they put in a huge investment in grassroots sports. They encourage their athletes, they motivate them properly. So that is why, if you look at national festivals, sports festivals, those two states always come in good positions. You understand? So what the state government is doing it's good. It encourages people to get into sports. Sports is very vital to every society. It also creates a means of employment to some people, funding, revenue generation, all of that to other people. It encourages, because from there some of these athletes, they can go on to the world stage and even make Nigeria proud. So I would encourage every other state, to as well look into sports and try to develop their athletes properly.
Yeah. So, Mr. Rafa.
And I think Edo, Delta, and maybe Lagos, They are like the China and the, what's it called, some of the top Asian countries of Nigeria, because they don't wait for a particular tournament to groom their people,
athletes.
their athletes. That's why when you have a national sports festival, you check the medals table.
Delta.
In the top 3, you must find Delta, Edo, and maybe Lagos or Ogun thereabouts. Why others just wait for the event to come? And then someone was rightfully saying again that we have so many state-of-the-art facilities in all the states, stadiums and the likes.
Yeah.
But those facilities don't come alive until there's a tournament or something. Why can't we do something where these young ones are busy back to back, so that when it's time for a tournament, it's easy for you to handpick, because they've been working overtime. And I think what Edo is doing is well commendable.
Yeah, very, very commendable.
Others should key into it. Don't wait until there's a tournament, like when Nigeria goes for an Olympic. After the Olympic, they wait again, or when another one is coming, maybe 3 weeks or 1 month.
Fire brigade approach.
They start rushing, looking for athletes. That's why you find somebody who has been playing, I'm sorry to say, Segun Toriola has been playing table tennis since I know. Then you have Aruna Kodri and then Oshinaike. Those are the people I know that have been playing table tennis in Nigeria. The child they gave birth to when they went for their first tournament, that child should be around 30-something years left, I'm not mistaken. But when you have people doing and working, and before you know, they should be able to upturn these people, face them out, and then you have it baffles you to say that you go to different tournaments. Imagine this Segun Toriola, and he has played every generation in other countries that have come to, and I'm not sure he has won any of the Olympic medals, and these people keep beating him because those people are growing while we still remain in a particular position. So I think Edo is doing great.
So it still boils down to the grassroots involvement and then facilities. So if the associations in question can go down to the grassroots and try to harness fresh talent and fresh hands, I think we'll do better. All right, so let's move on to the Super Falcons. They were in Addis Ababa yesterday for their match against Ethiopia in the first leg of the second round of the 2024 Women's Olympic qualifying games, without their coach, who is currently trying to negotiate an extension of his stay as a coach of the Super Falcons. What do you ascertain of their performance yesterday? Did you watch the match?
Yeah, so I saw clips of the match.
Yeah.
Well, it was encouraging, going away and still coming out to the point, because the goal is to get to the Olympics, and so far Nigeria, I think they have a very good chance of getting to the Olympics. We just hope that the next match they are going to play, they will be able to come up with a win. But it wasn't a very bad performance yesterday, and at least the result speaks for itself.
Right, so Ajibade scored our only goal yesterday. So, Mr. Raphael, do you think she did well, or amongst every other player?
I think Ajibade is a shining light at the moment.
What of Oshola?
Oshola needs to be phased out. If you watch the clips, Nigeria should have won that game by 4 or 5. If truly you watch the clip, the highlights, like you said you did, you see the goals she was missing. It would tell you that we need somebody. I'm not saying throw her away, because of course she has paid her dues.
Exactly.
Do you understand? I'm not saying throw her away. Even at the World Cup, she also did good. So I think, if you ask me, I wasn't expecting us to struggle against Ethiopia. This is a team that just came back from the World Cup, and mind you, I don't think they had any new person in that team. Did you get? So it's still, the only person that was not in that team was her name, Ashley Prompter. That's the only person that was not in that team. But you had a complete squad that just came back from the World Cup and performed beautifully, only to be knocked out by on penalties. Do you understand me? To come and be struggling against an Ethiopian team. Yes, the result is good. It's not a bad result, but I believe that, and I hope that when they come back to Nigeria, they will do better. And I'm not sure Ajibade started the game, because I noticed when she came on, she was having the captain armband on. Of course, you can't have Oshoala on this team, and then Ajibade is having the armband on, which is telling you that if you check even the World Cup game, every time she came in or every time she played, our game had a direction.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I think this is the face of the Super Falcon at the moment right now. Oshola has paid her dues just like Oparanozie at some point. Do you get? So she did good, and I believe, like I said, I hope that when they come back to Nigeria, they will do better.
All right. Wish them all the best as they continue to strive to qualify for the Olympics game. All right. Back again to our issue with our goalkeeper, Francis Uzo. He recently apologized for the outburst on Snapchat. And it says the goalkeeper, Francis Uzo, has apologized to fans after he took a swipe at them following the barrage of criticism on the social media aimed at him for his recent poor performance with the Super Eagles.
I don't know why he thinks he's in a position to take a swipe at Nigerians in the first place. You are representing a country of about over 50 million, and you had the sole privilege to be in the goalpost for Nigeria, wearing Nigeria jersey. You messed up totally in 2 matches. You know, very cheap goals were considered.
The wrong outing on the first one. You're supposed to make amends on the second one.
So when Nigerians criticize you, you come up and say those kind of things. You go to do a modest. So it is very wrong, you know. But sometimes it happens in football. You may have a bad spell. He has not actually been a very great goalkeeper, but if you look at the options available, that is the problem. Are there better options? So, but hopefully, if he is given another chance, maybe he can redeem himself, just like the Manchester United goalkeeper that has been under fire for a while.
Has he redeemed himself because he saved the penalty?
We'll come
Please
to that.
stop it there.
We'll come to that. Let's hold it.
So we hope that if and when he gets another chance, he would redeem himself on the pitch, not by going on social media to fight with fans. And
I think we've given him enough time to do that. This is the same person that's single-handedly didn't allow us qualify for the World Cup. Do you understand? Yeah. And then you come back. Now, friendly games is to try people. We've had so many goalkeepers invited, but on the day of the friendly game, you're playing the same person that's giving you the same result back to back. I remember them inviting the under-20 goalkeeper who is very good. They invited Aimba's goalkeeper who's also very good. You're playing a friendly game. Your friendly game is to try out new players. If you're not going to try new players, why didn't you invite all of them? Yeah. You play these guys. I remember we had the same issue with Akpeyi. That was why at the Nations Cup in the semi-finals against Algeria, you're a goalkeeper, you set the wall, and then you go and hide behind the wall. You set the wall, you hide behind the wall. If I was Mahrez, I would do more than that. It was pathetic. And then when we played Argentina, Nigeria won 4-1. 4-1 if I'm not mistaken, or 4-2. Just because he saw Aguero. Outside the 18, he caught the ball. Do you understand? You have friendly games. Now we are saying, can this Noah save Eagles from goals flawed? We have the opportunity to try so many people in friendly games.
And Noah is doing well in the German.
Yes, he's doing well. African football, mind you, is different from all these things you see.
Yeah.
African football is different. That's how we got Yama. Do you understand? Yama was doing well locally until Onigbini decided to try him in 2002 World Cup, and then that was when Ikeshomu was phasing out, and Yama became the best. Only say. So need to apologize to Nigerians.
There's a stipulation that some members of the NFF are planning on going to call back Yama from his retirement.
They can't call him back.
To come and help us in the AFCON.
They can call him. They can call him to help us, but now it will be as a goalkeeper coach, not a goalkeeper. Even if they bring a Yama now, I might do better than Yama.
Are you sure you can do that? You know, there's an adage. There's an adage in my language that says, "An old woman, it doesn't grow old in the dance step. She knows how best to
dance." There's no in this dance. Football is the respect of no man.
All right, gentlemen. The Super Eagles for the Kelechi Iheanacho scored the last goal for Manchester City again as they won their last match against Swan City on Sunday. We see our strikers doing well, and then we have our keepers not performing well. what do you say about Ihanacho? We have also
Boniface.
We have Osime, who says he's fit for the race, the AFCON 2023. And this other guy that is was the most valuable player in Belgium team. Orban, yeah. So what do you say of our strikers?
I think Nigeria is blessed with an array of strikers at the moment.
Okay.
But one thing about football is this: you can have the best of the best and not still get results. You can have the best. We remember the golden generation of the Belgian team that we thought they are going to win the World Cup. We also have the period of the golden generation of the Ivorian team that we thought was going to win the Nations Cup. In fact, the Ivorian team didn't win the Nations Cup until that golden era passed. It was the next set that won it. So you can have a good array of stars, but bringing them together as a team is where the problem lies. Now Nigeria can play a 4-man attacking team and have maybe 2 midfielders covering up for them, because we have Awoni, we have Osimhen, we have Boniface, we have Orban, we even have Lukman. I don't want to mention the headed Sadiq. I don't want to mention Chukwueze because I don't know.
No, his last outing, the performance at his last outing. I don't want to mention it.
But all I can say is, and they are all doing well. And then Terry Murphy, if I'm not mistaken, they are all doing well at the moment. So last week, Nigeria's the Super Eagles squad was rated the 10th most valuable team, I think, in the world. I'm not mistaken also. So we have good players, but the problem is, how do you bring these people and make them a unit so that when they play for you? I remember 2004, Euro 2004, Greece came as an underdog. Nobody even rated them for anything. They didn't have any star in their team. They beat Portugal in the first game. People thought it was a fluke. They met Portugal in the final again and still beat Portugal and won. Do you understand me? It's not about having all the stars. What do you make of them? But at the moment, and Ihanacho is also doing very well. Leicester is stopping the championship at the moment. It's like they're doing something that nobody saw, and they're coming back with speed.
All right, so we also have, before you comment, it says here that according to a UK tabloid, that we cite, we have Liverpool has been after Osimhen for some time, and the latest reports indicate that they have agreed terms of a contract to sign the Nigerian international from Napoli.
When it comes to the world of football, there are a lot of speculations. So we'll wait
until the final news,
maybe January or next summer, to see if there's actually fact to this.
But do you think he will perform well in Liverpool just like he has done in Napoli?
I think he will perform well in any football club. Okay. He's a talented striker. He works very hard. Everybody knows how good he is. So if he goes to any football club, I'm very optimistic that
he will perform.
He will do well. Yeah, his job is to score goals, and he would get a lot of goals.
Yeah. So Raf, in the Liverpool lineup now, who do you think Osimhen will bench?
Anybody. That's the truth. I don't think they have a point man now. They try with Nunes.
They do. They have Nunes. They have Diaz. They have Salah.
So those people, Nunes is actually the man that should have played as a point man, as a striker.
Okay.
But he doesn't perform all the time, doesn't play all the time. So they kind of rotate the team in between attackers, just not strikers per se.
They're just rotating it
like that. So you have Gakpo playing number 9 sometimes, other times.
Yeah, you also have Gakpo here, exactly.
And all of that. But Osimhen is a proper number 9.
Number 9. That's why I said.
So he has a very good chance of, and if you go to a team like Liverpool, it's a competitive team. It is there you have to prove yourself, and I'm sure if given the chance, he'll be able to prove himself.
All right, so we look forward to welcoming him to Anfield.
Welcoming him here. like you said, it's the world of football speculation.
Yeah. So that's why I say we look forward,
because we know Man U is also in the race.
Yes.
We know Arsenal is in the race. We know we've heard about Madrid.
No, when it comes to a big player of Osimhen's caliber, you could hear speculation of everybody is in the race. Like all the big teams are in the race, especially maybe an exception of few that okay, this will have established striker, maybe like Barcelona, Man City, but the other teams that don't have like point man, and they have the money, you would expect that okay, they may want to they may want to go for it. And I want to comment about the Super Eagles team. When you watch the game against Saudi Arabia, and you saw that a country like Saudi Arabia that is not known for football, that have not done anything, they can't be compared to Nigeria in terms of football. They have a first-class coach as Roberto Mancini.
Yes.
You will know the difference between people that are serious in building their football and those that are not serious. We have a grade C, grade D coach. Why those people, they got a coach as good as Mancini that has coached Man City, won Euro with Italy and all of that, and he's coaching a team like Saudi Arabia. So that is to tell you that Nigeria, like he said, Nigeria has arrays of strikers. We have the best team right now. We need that missing puzzle, that coach, and the whole structure of the NFF, the entire team, to work together, getting that person that will do the job.
All right, so it's left for the NFF to make just decisions. We just all have our views and opinions, but NFF has the final decision. All right, gentlemen, let's move ahead and we'll dive into the world of champions, the UEFA Champions League. The results from last match, the match day 3. So I have the results here. Tuesday 24th, we had Galatasaray against Bayern, and Bayern won by 3 goals to 1, and Inter won Salzburg 2-1. Union Berlin lost to Napoli 1-0, and Arsenal scaled through to win Sevilla 2-1. Real Madrid won Braga 2-1. Lens and PSV drew 1-1. Benfica lost to Real Sociedad. Man United performance saw them sail through the 90 minutes with a 1-goal lead over Copenhagen. Then Barcelona won Shakhtar Donetsk 2-1. Feyenoord won Lazio 3-1. Newcastle lost to Dortmund 1-0. So PSG and AC Milan. PSG won 3-0. Man City won 3-1 against Young Boys. Atletico drew against Celtic with a red card in the match, so we had 10 men against 11. And Porto won Antwerp 4-1. So with that, we have stories like the performance of the heroic performance of Maguire and Onana trying to salvage his previous performances, and we also have Bellingham as a key man in Real Madrid's performance. So many other stories. We have also Gabriel Jesus steering Arsenal to win 2-1 against Sevilla. What are your views about the matches played on Tuesday and on Wednesday?
Let me quickly jump on this. First, Gabriel Jesus, I think the guy knows how to play Champions League football because he has played 3 games now with 3 goals. So I think he's doing well, but I hope he can bring the same energy back to EPL and also help the Arsenal team in the EPL. Onana and Maguire, give them the flowers. They have done well today, because I know if Onana had passed the ball, Maguire had passed the ball to Onana and the thing entered goalpost, we will not hear the last of it. Maguire scored, Onana saved the last minute penalty, which is keeping Man U in the competition right now, because if they had lost, that would be 3 on a row. So now they have 3 points. Now they have something to fight for. Yeah. So I think we should give them their flowers, but let's not push it overboard, because I'm hearing now in the filters that Manchester United is trying to get the gear back on the short term. Yeah. Now, because Onana might go to the AFCON, and they are not so sure of their second choice goalkeeper at the moment. So, but I think with this, it will boost their confidence a bit and maybe help them get better.
Yeah, sir.
Well, so the matches were good. I had more interest on the Dortmund-Newcastle game.
That's the game.
It was very, very interesting. Fireworks from the beginning to the end. Just 1 goal, but there was a lot of chances created. Dortmund goalkeeper made a lot of great saves. I felt sorry for Newcastle because they played very well. Maybe a draw would have been fair, but it is football, so it was a great game for Jude Bellingham. Great guy, really great guy. I think Real Madrid now maybe they need an Osimhen to complete that puzzle.
Point, man. You won't believe that.
Because Real Madrid, they are playing without a striker.
Yes,
that is like
so they need a Bellingham that is a midfielder to be scoring.
He's the top scorer in Spanish league. Jude Bellingham, and then in the Champions League, he's also in the top scorer stats.
So yeah, exactly.
So maybe Madrid should go for Osimhen and brighten their chances.
All right, so Madrid, Liverpool, and the rest after our star boy Osimhen. But before we go, let's give you let's look at the futures for this weekend. Last weekend we had Chelsea against Arsenal struggling for a win, and this week we have the Manchester derby, Manchester United against Manchester City. So in 10 seconds, give us your pick for the weekend.
Well, I'm looking at Chelsea because I want to see if they will be able to build up something like the 1-1 draw against Arsenal.
And
now
then
they are playing against
Brentford.
So we'll see if they would maybe improve on their performance or they will just disgrace themselves again.
All right, Mr. Raphael.
I want to see the Man City game. And let's see where Onana Maguire goes from.
After their performance at the Champions League.
It's going to be a mind-blowing game.
Yeah, honestly. True. The Manchester City derby. All right, viewers, we know we all have our different picks, and I also want to see the Manchester derby on Sunday. I just look forward to ensuring that Onana doesn't mess up again this weekend. All right, thank you, gentlemen, for making it this morning, making our show light and honoring our invitation every time we call on you.
Thank you for
Mr.
having me.
Raphael.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Comrade Rukewe.
Thank
you so much. All right, viewers, yesterday is gone and now we're history. Tomorrow is a mystery and may never be ours. Today is a gift. Let's live today as it will best please the maker and be rapturable. And with that, we've come to the end of today's show. Thank you for being part of our show. Thank you for your comments, and we didn't get much of your calls today, but we hope to get much of your participation in our subsequent editions. So we hope you've enjoyed a bit of it. Until we come your way again next time, be the best you can be. Bye-bye.